Welcome back to Comics with Drew. Comics with Drew, live draw stream. Yeah, I'm Drew, naturally. I wonder, do I have the right microphone? Let me check real quick. Audio. Yes, I do. All right, cool. All right, so it's the draw stream number 5, Drew's draw stream, and I am working on Dark Variants again tonight. So, it's funny, you do all this stuff and you say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to draw this. It's funny because I always wonder about why artists or crowdfunders don't ever get their stuff done on time. and I think I know a little bit why, because if you're not doing it for a living, honestly, to tell you the truth, if you're not doing it for a living, you are likely going to find all kinds of excuses to not do it at all. And, it's like, oh, I'm too tired. I've got to go do this, that, the other thing. There's a video game that came out I want to play. that was one of my earliest Bane's personal kryptonite when I was drawing The Adventures of Vinda Babe, Superhero in Training, the webcomic. So I'm like, oh man, there's some Battlefield I'm going to play. Or there's some Unreal Tournament I need to play. And it's like, before you know it, it's addictive. Before you know it, you start at like 10 o'clock, and next thing you know, it's like 3 a.m. And you're like, oh, wait, what happened? And it's like, I got to be up at work. We have to go to work at 8. So you just go straight to bed. Excuse me. And you don't draw anything. And that can really put a crimp in your plans for global domination. That is for certain. So today I'm going to work on a bunch of different things, I think. But right now I'm just working a little bit on this Vinda Babe. Oh, 80s made consumer. Goodness gracious. You have 674 comments on this video, and I'm the only one watching. That's strange. I have no idea. I don't know. How do I have that many comments? What happened? Let me check. Do I really have that many comments? Or you might be just like pulling my leg here. So welcome back. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see here. Go to your channel. One watching. Yeah, I don't see that many comments. That's crazy. I wish I had that many comments. So, all right. So back to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. And by the way, congratulations, 80s, on the success of your channel. It's really fun when you see someone who, you find them and they only got like, 17 subscribers, and then you see that they've got a lot of talent, which you do have, and you work really hard, and it's good to see that your channel's kind of taken off, and that's awesome. That's great for you. So. But anyway, but back to what I was doing. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, no, yeah, you can get very distracted playing video games and other stuff like that. But this is Vinda Babe. This is Vinda Babe, and in this particular panel, she has leapt out of a skyscraper. And last week when I was working, I was trying to find. This is a sequence of pages that I planned out when I was in a moment of being in the creative zone. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages. So this page here that I'm drawing here is actually this page. So I'm actually excited because I wanted to find this. It's like, oh, I was going to show everybody what I'm doing, but I can't figure it out. So anyway, but this was a very dynamic kind of page. I wanted to have her kind of swinging out, but then I realized, that this particular pose, when I was researching figures, there's lots of figures that you can find like digitally that are 3D animated that you can pose. And I really liked this pose because it was much more dynamic. You get a better full body shot. And furthermore, this shot was going to be where it's like a straight up and down, where she's out here and her legs are out here and her one arm's like this and her other arm's like that, and her cape is up like this. This was going to be like the way it went. So she's grabbing an alligator that's flying up, okay, that's being thrown up from the ground, and she's grabbing onto the tail to hitch her ride to the top. And but this panel, or this page right here, I thought the best thing to do would actually make this looking straight up. So you're actually looking directly at the sky, and she's leaping out. So it's a really cool perspective. Now I got to figure out if I can draw it. So, oh, you sent me a screenshot on Twitter. Okay, let me check it out. Let me go to the Twitter box. Let's see here. You know, I did not hack that. So if you did that coming under false pretenses, I apologize. So let's see here. Yeah, no, that's wrong. The crew members laughing adds to know how. Who is Ryan Stroud? That is weird, dude. That is very strange. I don't know, man. All right, so I'm just going to show the stream. This is what 80s Made sent me. Can I open it up? All right, check it out. So it says Ryan Stroud right here. 5 years ago, the crew members laughing adds to what it was. About a 60. I have no idea. You know. You know what this might be? This might actually be a comment on a video. Well, no, my channel's not even that old. I have no idea where that's from. So, but yeah, no, that's not true. That's false advertising. I have not done that myself. So, yeah, no, I'm not actually right now. 80s Mate, I'm not even as popular as you are right now. You got far more engagement than I do. Which is wonderful for you. And it's actually wonderful in general. I love it when people are successful. So I don't believe, by the way, you know, I mentioned in my Captain America video that I have that I went to college for political science. And part of that, they talk about, you know, trying to negotiate with people and not have and people that try to deal in zero-sum games. And I don't believe success in really anything is a zero-sum game necessarily, and especially in stuff where, you know, you're trying to build audiences. I think that, you know, I get it. There's a lot of drama that goes on. People get butthurt about so and so. This person isn't that bad, or that person, or this person's only good because, or successful or popular because they look hot. I'm like, well, okay, so I mean, yeah, they look hot. Good for them. So what you gonna do about it, right? You know, that has nothing to do with your success or lack of success. I mean, when people can draw basically a cartoon avatar and then that's how they appear in all their videos, it's clear that they're not being successful because they look hot. They're being successful because, or they're successful because of the fact that they actually are producing content that people want to see. That's the bottom line. So, but anyway, so that's my rant on that. So I need to fix her. Honestly, to tell you the truth, my wife comes in, she goes, her leg's too long. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, her leg is too long. But what the heck, anyway, I'm gonna draw this foot anyway. So I probably need to change this foot, but I'm gonna get it drawn the way I want to draw it in the first place. So anyway, so that's because that's a big problem for me. For some reason, I just have difficulty with feet. I don't know why. Yeah, some people have difficulties drawing. Oh, geez, hands, right? I love drawing hands, even though I've got this like terrible hand here. But anyway, so this is what I was working on last week. This is a page with Sweet Cakes. Sweet Cakes is a dark variance bunny rabbit with a B movie monster alligator kind of monster thing. So it's like a giant bunny gator. And someone was asking, how are you going to ink this? And it's like, oh yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you how I'm going to ink it. So it's funny because I was talking to someone. I think it was JBot. No, it wasn't JBot. It was like Pencil Pimper or whatever his name is. I don't know. Some dude. He's a great artist on Twitter, and he was doing blue line, but then he was going over with black pencil. And I was like, why are you going over with black pencil? It's like, because you should just be going straight to inks if you're going to ink it straight. But then I was thinking, if you use a light board, it doesn't really matter. You can just go on with black pencil, and it actually may even work better on a light board if you've got black pencil, because of the fact that you clearly see the lines. I mean, you can see the blue line under vellum or Bristol board on a light board pretty well, in my opinion. But if you do like just black pencil, I mean, yeah, that'll work just fine. But anyway, yeah, someone was asking me how I was doing that, so I did the inking for that. So that was the thumbnail for today. But that was what I was working on last week, and I still need to finish this thing. I'm wondering if I should just like go finish a page and then move on to the next page. But yeah, then I think, oh wait, I'm going to draw a hot babe today. That's the artist's prerogative, right? That's what that is. So feel free to ask me any questions. Oh, the pencil pimp. Yeah, no, that's the pencil pimp. Yeah, that's exactly who it is. He's a fantastic artist. Somebody was busting his chops, saying, "But are you going to fulfill on time?" And I'm like, dude, I mean, what are you? Why do you have such a hard on for like going after artists? Honestly, I don't really get it. So some people just are just haters out there, and it's really ridiculous. There's no need for all the hostility. If someone's actually late and they don't really actually have an excuse for being late, then I can understand that. But I mean, just going after someone who just started drawing his stuff and putting it on Twitter, shut your mouth, or just don't say anything nice. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. That's an old adage that I like. I'm a big fan of that. So, but anyway, so I'm kind of blocking her out here. So actually, you know what? I'm gonna bring in the zoom, and let's see. Can I draw on this without it getting in the way of the camera? I don't know. I might be able to. Yeah. All right. Let's see. So, actually, by the way, for those of you who are maybe watching this later or even 80s, drama gets clicks, but that to keep up the drama is stressful and boring. It is. It really is. It is very much a stressful thing. So I was talking to people on Twitter. I said the other day, I was like, if you really want to, if you're working on drawing a book or any kind of art, a really great tool, believe it or not, is Pinterest, because you can make these boards and do email subscriptions, so that if anything comes across with a certain hashtag, it'll pop up in your email, and then you can add that to your Pinterest board, and you can use that for reference for any kind of thing that you're trying to draw. So one of the things that I want to make sure that I do is make sure that I'm drawing correct anatomy. And so it's easy to think, oh, this is how something goes, but once you actually compare it with an actual thing, it can be a problem. Why? Now, the other component of that is you got to learn how to operate the application, which apparently I have difficulty doing. Looking at it, no, I don't want to do that. I want to. Where's my hands reference? Okay. All right. Yeah. There we go. There we go. I need an outstretched hand so I can make sure I get this proportion correct. I think that might be it. Okay. One of the difficulties with drawing women's hands, I find, is that they are so delicate and slender. It's easy to kind of just get them way out of proportion, and you want to make sure that you got the hand exactly the way it needs to be, and you get all the right, components. One of the big things about thumbs is that you know, besides being opposable. Oh, God, I'm terrible. I should be a dad. I have so many dad jokes up my sleeve. My mind randomly thinks of these things as I'm doing a stream of conscious. But yeah, see her middle finger is I think too fat here, and there we go. Pop that a little bit more there. Yeah. Anyways, the thumb has this big structure that goes here, so it's like it just goes off the hand, and then it has its own little components and stuff. So one of the other issues that I'm struggling with here with this particular character is that I haven't really finalized what her costume looks like. So I know what she traditionally looks like, so I'll show you that. This is what Vinda Babe traditionally looks like. Let's see, previous. All right, so this is what she looks like in the webcomic, right? This is the same character. I'm reinventing her for the comic book. So that's pretty much what her costume looks like right here. So, but obviously she's got more wild hair. The dirty little secret is that Vinda Babe oftentimes has been drawn to look like my current girlfriend at the time. So, but I'm married now, so I don't need to do that anymore. I've just got one model I can stick with. So let's see here. Oh, also, people were talking about, I was on a stream, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago? I was on a JBot art stream, and he was talking about the fact that I don't know if it was him or if it was somebody else that was there, but they were talking about the fact that, and just excuse me while I MacGyver this C-clamp on this camera. Anyway, they were talking about the fact that, can I get this over here? Do you guys mind? Would you guys mind? Anyway, flat surface versus an angled surface. And I realized that the reason why this works better this way on an angled surface is because when you're leaning over it, it's the same angle that your face is looking at it. And it helps you when you're trying to keep perspective from getting out of control. Anyway, so what was I doing up here? Oh yeah. So her hair is wavy now. So, and actually, this character is these aren't like traditional superheroes in the fact that, you know, they have secret identities, then they jump into a phone booth and then they put on their jammies. No, these characters are completely turned into real characters. Like they aren't their alter egos as much as I mean they're not like regular people with costumes on. They are regular people that there's a component of them, but then they've got a different kind of, almost like a different kind of personality as these characters, the superhero character. So this character, her name is actually, before she gets Dark Variance, again, the Dark Variance is like this. This rabbit is a Dark Variance creature. This is Vinda Babe, and she's a Dark Variance superhero. She's a person that, her name is Elizabeth Eastman. She's a college student, and she basically gets turned into this kind of hybrid being from a manga that she likes to, or from an anime that she likes to watch. So this is not an anime comic book, but that's part of that's a component of the story. So I will actually be doing, I've been thinking about an actual anime, like a one chapter anime or manga, excuse me. The anime is the animated. The manga is a one chapter manga, and which delves into the character that basically Elizabeth Eastman gets Dark Variance with. So, but anyway, let me draw some hair now, because I like drawing her crazy hair. One of the I've been doing reviews on World's Finest and Dan Mora, and I called him Jim Mora in the video, like in moron. But Dan Mora has been drawing the best Supergirl I think I may have ever seen, and one of the things that he does so beautifully is he knows how to do hair. He does this amazing hair for Supergirl. So if you've not seen it, you should really look into it. And one of the things I noticed that he was doing with it, he was like doing lots of ribbons. So he would basically do these ribbons like this, like what I'm doing here, and it would be kind of like big chunks of hair, but then he would just kind of like connect them together, and so it flows really, really well. And if you look at really beautiful hair that, like, if a ladies or girl's gone to a salon, she's gotten her hair cut, and it looks amazing. You'll notice if it's layered just correctly, how it just flows almost like ribbons around. It's really amazing. So anyway, so that was one of the characteristics that I wanted to work with. I wanted to incorporate it into Vinda Babe here. So anyway, so feel free to ask me any questions if you want. I'm just drawing tonight, and I've not been doing a whole lot of television watching. I've been meaning to watch The Terminal List because I've heard good things about it, and the people that say good things about it say it because they basically they say it's just good guys finding bad guys and bringing them to justice, and I love that kind of stuff. I love simple stories like that sometimes. So anyway, the other thing with doing hair is that you've got to be careful because it's easy to kind of go overboard a little bit, right? And so while her hair is crazy, it can get too crazy, and we don't want that. So I got to figure out how I'm gonna. Yeah, don't I want? Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, you can just kind of really play with it and find out how you want it to work together. So obviously, I think there's going to be more coming out from the back of her head here. So that's important to bear in mind. They say that there's a line of beauty. I think it's the beauty line or something. There's an actual term for this. And I should know this since I'm an artist, but I dropped out of graphic design school and went to learn about politics. Yeah, so maybe I should have kept some of that that information in the official education. Yeah, no. So I went to school for graphic design. I was going to get a 2-year degree in graphic design, and because I like to draw, I'm like, what better way to earn a living than going to college and getting a graphic design degree? I found out very quickly that there are a lot of other fantastic people doing design work, and it was something that could be lucrative if you really were incredibly good. And I didn't feel like I was, and so I kind of like I actually did get some design jobs, but they just weren't paying very well, so I wound up just leaving that and getting into IT stuff. But then I wound up leaving the IT field because I was going to go to school for graphic design work. Or not, excuse me, political science. And I was like, oh yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a diplomat. Yeah, no, I promise I was not on narcotics. But anyway, so feel free to make suggestions as well. This is an interactive draw stream. I'm not the only person here. This guy, always with the Supergirl here. What's up, Drew? Hey, J-Bot. Nothing, man. I'm sorry. I'm just going on about it because it looks fantastic. I mean, I usually really make sure I focus on it when I do the reviews for those books. Not much, dude. I'm just drawing, just like all the other time. 80s Made was apparently lured to the stream because there was some kind of thing that said that there were 674 comments on my video, and no, that I did not do that. So, but I was very happy to see him stop by. It was very nice. So, I don't know. Is this wild enough? You think this is wild enough, J-Bot, for hair, or do I need to work on it some more? So, I also need to focus on tightening the musculature here. Now, when we're doing this, we need to make sure it's like, do I want the center? Yeah, there we go. So this is waist. Okay, so I think I want it to be like that. Okay, there we go. And I'm pretty sure that I want, I think that works, yeah. All right. I had gone back and forth on whether or not I wanted like gloves that popped off the arm, but I thought, you know, I wanted the whole thing to be kind of like skin tight. So, but anyway. Now I got to figure out, since this is going to be like, we're looking up at a horizon here. Or it's not the horizon. The horizon's, we're actually, this shot is like if you were laying down looking up at it, you know, super magnified, obviously. So I kind of figure out, how do I guess I could, okay, so she's coming out like this, right? Hair is looking good. Thank you. It's very nice of you. Very kind of you. If she's coming out like this, then, and she's grabbing on this alligator, then I guess, I'm guessing that the building needs to be here. Is that right? This is going to be a real trick page when I get this down, because she's supposed to be flying upwards, and I haven't actually blocked this out originally like this, and so I just decided I was going to go with this way. So that's crazy. Okay, so she's actually grabbing onto an alligator here, believe it or not, and the alligator is being hurtled up to the top of a high rise downtown, and if I have the beauty of the shot is that I can really do kind of whatever I want to do with it. It's just I got to figure out how I want to orient it. So, but God, it's hard to explain it. This is why I imagine that art writers have a hard time working with artists. I'm having a hard time. I'm the writer and I'm the artist, and I'm having a hard time communicating to my different minds on this. So, goodness gracious. Yeah, so alligator, this. I don't know. We'll see. I think, you know, I may just need to come back to this one. But yeah. All right. Let me work on some other aspects of this drawing. It is a draw stream, so we are drawing, and we'll see what we can do. If there's something that you'd like to see me work on, you can always make suggestions, if I can speak. However, I cannot guarantee that I will listen to any of your suggestions, but it's always fun to try, right? Let's see, what else do we got here? All right. Okay. This is the part where you look at musculature, because you want to see where muscles are. Runaway, eraser. Let's see here. So anyway, anybody watch anything cool lately? Read anything cool lately? Let me know. We can chat about that. Let's see. Well, I'm just looking through my photo references to see what I want this to look like. I did a review of Captain America: Sentinel of Liberty #1, and there weren't very many likes on that. So, and there were like no comments. So I was wondering if I was pissing people off, if I went a little too political. I try not to do it. My point of that video talking about it was that I don't think that Captain America should be a partisan character. I think Captain America should be written nonpartisan, and you should not put people who have reputations or who are known for, let me put it that way, in different circles as being political commentators. And I don't mean going on Twitter and bitching about politics. That's not what I'm talking about. I don't think that Captain America should be written by people like Ta-Nehisi Coates. Apparently, I want to say it's Ta-Nehisi Coates. Apparently, his name was pronounced Ta-Nehisi Coates, which I don't really understand because I was hooked on phonics. Because I've seen a bunch of different interviews where they call him Ta-Nehisi, or he says his name is Ta-Nehisi. So I don't have anything personally against Ta-Nehisi Coates. Okay, again, oftentimes when I'm critiquing comic books and writers and stuff like that, it's nothing personal. I would be happy to hang out with any of these people. I think so. We'll see. But the fact of the matter is that some people are just, I don't think, right for certain things, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I would not be right to play Tom Cruise's love interest in Top Gun 2. No, that would be Jennifer Connelly. So she would be right for that. So it has nothing to do with anything else. But the fact of the matter is that as far as with Captain America, Ta-Nehisi Coates, or Hasi Coates, not Hasi Coates, he is known for being a political commentator and political writer and a political philosopher, okay? And from a very distinct political viewpoint. And as a result of that, I think putting him on something like Captain America is trolling and done deliberately to piss people off. And I think that is a violation of the idea of what Captain America should be. Just like I don't think I would want to read a Captain America book by Thomas Sowell, okay? Or, Ben Shapiro, who's a little bit more well-known to people. So it's just not something that I think is appropriate. But I got a couple likes today, so I thought, well, maybe I haven't pissed everybody off totally yet. Maybe I haven't ruined everything. Okay. I thought I had some good references for leg musculature. Apparently I don't. I might just have to run to the Google box again. Leg musculature. Leg muscles. Okay. That's lateral, interior, posterior. Can you give me an interior, please? I would like an interior. Is that that's closer to interior? All right. I also don't believe in drawing things completely. We're gonna make her. Actually, no, I'm just gonna bring her knee in shorter. Her leg can't really be this long. I mean, it could be if I was like drawing in 1990s image style, but no, it's not going to be like that. So this is okay. So we have okay, all right. So then that, yeah, okay. Let's see. Look at any other comments. Did you check out the comic page I'm working on? Oh, is that the one that was in the comic format? That's like this format here, like this. I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Can you see that? Yeah, it's like in like a horizontal format. Is that what you're talking about? I did check that out. I haven't seen the latest stuff on it unless you posted some new stuff. Let me go check. Let's see here. JBot. And you see I have a text message. I've got an R2D2 text message alert. All right. JBot. Here we go. Let's check your media. Have you put a new one up? Oh, you just read. Oh, that's so sweet of you to post my draw stream. That's very nice. Wait, are you talking about this? The Black Terror here? That's nice, dude. Okay, so is this the floor down here? like right here. Is that the floor, or is he jumping up, or is he leaping out at you? Who's this dude? That looks like a leg there. That's pretty cool. That's very dynamic. I like it. Let's see what else we got here. Work from tonight's stream. See, this is the page I was talking about. I was looking at it. So now, yeah. By the way, I love it when you do this stuff with the lines. I really like this stuff. You know, what I ought to do is I ought to get an iPad. That would probably be smart. I have one. I just don't have it loaded up right now. I really love JBot. By the way, I love the simple lines that you do. So I you know, you got your pencil roughs here, which, by the way, this is tough when you're doing these pencils lines here. This is kind of tough to get a clean scan on. So you got to be careful with that stuff. That's actually why I do a lot of different artists do the blue pencil thing. But anyway, I love how you have a clear line. You know, I love that look, and I see how you're varying it just a little bit here, which is nice. But you really have a good handle for doing solid stuff. Also, the spheres. I love how I can tell that this is a sphere here, not just a circle, because you've got the one cable coming out that way. Then you've got this, I guess, some kind of like weapon shooting out that way. Looks great. It's excellent work, dude. All right. By the way, if you're looking to draw like, you know, superheroes, I think the better thing for you to do, rather than looking at what other artists do, I mean, you can always do that, but you want to actually just look at where muscles really are, because you wind up, if you start trying to imitate other guys that have a very defined style, oftentimes you start drawing things that don't exist. And so you kind of want to have a foundational understanding. And a lot of super famous cartoonists or comic book artists will straight up tell you that they have no idea what anatomy is like. Um, but they don't need it because they've got a good style. But I think that if you want, if you're just learning how to do this kind of stuff, you really should focus in on where these muscles are, right? So, kind of like, my God, did I freeze? Did my iPhone freeze straight up on screen? Embarrassing, Apple. Okay, it did not. All right, it's good. So I just want to pop into that. There we go. So like, yeah, so you can actually see where muscles go. And here, I'm just going to have to, wait, is that the interior? That's not the interior, is it? That's the front. This is the rear. Okay. All right. So I can kind of approximate where these muscles are going to go and work on it that way. So that's something to keep in mind. But I'm not going to draw her like, she's going to have some body fat, just not a whole lot of it. And here. Yeah, okay. Now I do have to figure out, drawing a chin for a woman, by the way, is kind of tough because you don't want to have her coming out looking like a man. I have not nailed it down quite yet. So that's my homework for the week, is next, over the coming week, I'm going to actually get in tight and get her face looking correct. So. Anyway, let's see what else am I going to work on tonight. Dragon Pisces, thanks for showing up, man. And yeah, that's the one I'm going to work in Blue Line from here on out. Thanks for the kind words. Not at all, dude. You're doing great. I really like your style. I really dig it. Let's see here. Okay. Hey, everyone. Hey, Dragon Pisces. How's your drawing class going? I knew that you were starting a drawing class, or I think it was a drawing class. I hope it's doing all right. Hail back to J-Bot. All right. So we're going to take a break on this. By the way, when you're having a hard time getting down to what you want something to look like, don't hesitate to put it away. That's always, I think, a safe bet, is to just move on to something else. In my case, let's see, what do I have here? I've got 6 books, or let me rephrase that, 6 issues at 24 pages. So I've got plenty of pages I can go work on. So, did my colors? Yeah, that's what I have. Oh, wow. That's weird. Look at that. What? Weird focus. Let's see, what do we got here? My art therapy. It's not like a class at all. You just draw what you feel like drawing. You know what? Sometimes that's all you need, dude. Sometimes that is all you need. All right. All right, so let's get the page correct. I'm not going to make the mistake I made previously. Every time. I'm going to write it up here what this is. Okay, so Drew. All right, and let's see, I'm just going to put July 22. And dark variance. There you go. And I don't know what page number this is. Right now I know I got the top of the page. so I don't do this silliness where I draw this page upside down. Yeah, see? Yeah, that's embarrassing. I'm still pissed off about that. I am going to be OCD about that forever, right? That's the top of the page. So, not going to happen again. It's not going to go down that way. I promise. Okay, so now, like if you were here last week, I was talking about the fact that I was looking for these pages, this thing here. Let's see here. Okay. But I'm going to learn about graphic art in the fall for college. Well, good for you. But then J-Bot says, forget graphic art. Do figure drawing if you want to do comics. You know, it's funny that you should say that. Well, graphic art, don't knock graphic art. Okay, so graphic art is awesome because it teaches you things like color and how color works with each other and how to visually communicate. That's something that a lot of people don't really understand. So drawing sequentially is about trying to convey a story and a message from bang to bang to bang to bang. But you can also convey a message if you know if you know principles of graphic design and graphic art. You can communicate to people in a way that they don't even realize that you're communicating to them. Okay, you can communicate subliminally, and it's not nefarious. It's just the nature of the way humans see things and perceive shapes and how they interact with each other. So you want to be well-rounded. J-Bot is right. If you want to draw comics, the first thing you want to learn how to do is draw. You want to draw figures. You definitely want to do that. In fact, there's actually a class that every art school has called gesture drawing. Okay, and what gesture drawing is what they'll do is they'll give you 10 seconds to draw something. So they'll have a model up here, and so here's your model, and they're standing here, and they're just like posed, and then they'll like have like they'll just be doing different poses, right? Okay, and what I'm doing right now is actually kind of gesture drawing, right? So I need to get a better camera on this. There we go. This is draw stream. You can't even see what I'm drawing. It's embarrassing. All right, let's close that. Okay, so there you go. So you'll have a model standing up on the podium in front of the class, and they'll hold a pose for like 30 seconds, right? Okay. And they'll hold this pose, and then they'll time, and then they'll switch it, and then they'll go to a different pose. Maybe the next pose is they're squatting down, right? And they're kind of leaned over, and then they got their hand up like this, and then they're looking this way, you know? And so that's called gesture drawing. That I think is some of the most important drawing that you can ever take, because the fact is it forces you to work with not thinking. It forces you to say, I am going to get this form down fast. And it allows you to draw quickly and allows you to move on to other things. A lot of people, when they are learning to draw, they'll be like going, I'm going to draw this hand. Look at how long it's taken me to draw this hand. I got the pinky done. And then they're like, okay, now I'm going to do the ring finger. And I'm going to come back around. And they're super precious about it. This is a surefire way to want to put your head through a wall. Okay. Just let it flow. Okay. Just be fast. And if you can be fast, then you can work on that and you can become more accurate. And that's the best advice I can give you. So, yeah, so do all kinds of things, right? Don't just like be, married or what's the other word I can use? Don't be a slave to like one way of doing something. Okay. Don't lock yourself in. Just try to make sure that you really explore the space, kind of like the cowbell sketch. Explore the space, really explore it. But anyway, yeah, drawing is great. Graphic, as far as learning to do comic book stuff, you definitely want to work on your figures and take life drawing if possible. And they'll have live models, and you'll be sitting there drawing them and just really trying to understand things. And that's where you get your foundation. Okay. And then the graphic art stuff, you have to really understand that it's not about drawing the best thing. Okay. It's about drawing the right thing with graphic art. So so I'll give you an example, right? Everybody knows what this is, right? If I'm drawing this, everybody knows what I'm referring to. You might think, oh, it's horrible. I don't want to ever eat there, right? Everybody knows that that's McDonald's, okay? Everybody knows that this right here, everybody knows what this is, okay? All that is just a symbol that's supposed to represent the Roman god Nike, okay? So, is it Nike? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm pretty sure it's Roman. Yeah, but it's the Nike logo for the shoe brand, the athletic shoe brand company. So this isn't the best art, okay? This is actually very basic art, but it communicates something, okay? The golden arches communicate something. This communicates something. Everybody knows what this is, you know? Is it? Did I get that right? Wow. Did I draw a backwards Apple logo? I think I may have done it. Am I getting dyslexic on the Apple logo? Yeah, I am. Oh crap. Yeah, everybody knows what this is. Forget about this. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. No. everybody knows when you see this logo here, right? Everybody knows this is the Apple logo. It's not great art. In fact, it's absolutely not great art, but it's recognizable and it's instantaneously memorable. So that's what graphic art is. That's the difference between the two. Graphic art and graphic design is not about being a good artist. It's about being a good visual communicator. And you don't even know, you really don't even need to know how to draw to do graphic art. You just need to know how to point and click with a mouse, and you can do crude sketches for things. But graphic design is a lot more than just being an artist. So, but J-Bot's right. If you want to draw comic books, I suggest that you do a well-rounded education. The best book I can recommend for you to learn basic comic drawing is How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. And I am not the only person to suggest that. There are tons of people that would tell you that that is a perfect book to start off with. And I don't think I have a copy of it in my library right now, which is irritating. I had a copy of it and I lost when I moved one time. But anyway, but you can find them at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or wherever you find stuff like that. So, okay, so anyway, I flipped this over. I think it's time to work on. Do I want to do this page here? All right, I've got part of the problem for me with Dark Variants is that I have a lot of pages that are just the entire drawing takes up the page takes up the drawing takes up the entire page. That's what I'm trying to say. And I don't really have a lot of pages that, it's kind of like animating. You get your key pose, and I have all these full page drawings that are key poses. So anyway, so the page leading up to Vinda Babe flying out that or jumping out that tower window, that skyscraper window, is a lead up here. So I'm just gonna do the panel layout. So like here, I got panel 1, panel 2, panel 3. Actually, it's kind of funny. Here's some graphic design tips for you. You want to make sure that your visual flow works well. Okay. Here, when you open this page and you can read it left to right, you can see that this is the first panel, but the first panel is actually kind of across the second panel. Some people might say, "Oh, this is the first panel," but in reality, it's not. This is the first panel here, and then it goes over here, and then comes across down here. And what I really want to do, especially with this aspect of it, is I wanted to make it a three-dimensional visual space. So I don't want to make it just here's a panel, here's a panel, here's a panel. So let's see. I have an example in a book that's like that. Okay, so this is the new Gwenverse book. Panel, 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 right? And that's fine. That will work, but it's not what I want. It's not what I want my art to look like. My mom just informed me we own the book How to Draw the Marvel Way on our cloud. Perfect. There you go. You know who recommended that book to me? A Disney animator. For real. No lie. Let's see here. No copy? What the? Yeah, I know. You know what I do have, though? I have this book. The DC Comics Guide to Writing Comics. And this is by Dennis O'Neil. So, yeah. Anyway, the DC Comics Guide to Writing Comics. You figure that the comics people would know how to write comics. So this is also a good book. I actually bought this at a comic book store. And, sad. Anyway, good book to get. So also, I find that when you're trying to do this, like for real, like when you're actually trying to put together a comic book for real, I don't think that you can afford to be super pissed off at people on Twitter. I think that you really should focus on. Oh, this is the ink. This is this is the ink page. I gotta put that in a safe place. Don't want anything to go crazy. Oh, I don't want that up here. No. All right, focus, Drew. All right, where's that page? Where'd that go? Let's see here. Here we go. All right, and ruler time. Anyway, yeah, no, I think you should focus on just like trying to learn as much as you can from people. You know, when I was growing up, I had very strict parents, a very strict mother, and she's like, you can't listen to music by Rachmaninoff, and I'm like, well, why can't I listen to music by Rachmaninoff? Okay, if you're not familiar, Rachmaninoff is a classical composer. He wound up committing suicide, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And because the guy committed suicide, my mom was like, you can't listen to his music because then you might commit suicide. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. So my point is, don't focus when you're trying to learn how to do things better. Don't focus on anything but what a person's doing. Don't focus on anything but the work that they are doing. And if you can just focus on that, then you'll actually learn a lot. You really will. So there are writers that I wouldn't touch with a radioactive 10-foot pole on social media, but they will tell you how to do things if you pay attention to what they're doing is in their writing. So that's very important. So let's see here. This is actually pretty simple, what I need to do with this page. I need to want here. Okay, so this is going to be the live area of the page for sure. So I want to, yeah, okay. All right, so we're going to start here and start here, I think. Yeah, okay. All right, so what was that? Half inch and then a half inch off the top. So I'm drawing a square or a rectangle, actually. We didn't all fail geometry. This is the boring part of drawing comics, right? So you get everything measured out. This is a 2-panel page right here. And this is the page that Vinda Babe is just before the one that I was drawing earlier. And what it is essentially she's looking out over her shoulder and she sees off in the distance what's going on outside the window, and she decides that she's going to hitch a ride with the alligators flying up to the top of the skyscraper. Skyscraper used to be called SunTrust Tower, but SunTrust got bought out by another company. They merged. So it's no longer the SunTrust Tower, but it's the tower downtown Orlando is the inspiration for this particular building. Okay, let's see. How big do I want to make this? All right, do we have any other questions? Cloud is cool. DP, but a physical copy is just in arm's reach. Yeah, go ahead and do that. You should probably get a physical copy if you can afford to. Words are for nerds, man. Yeah, words are for nerds. And let's see what else. I bet you get this a lot. Look at what Drew drew. Yeah. Speaking of which, it's funny because I was talking about my mom being strict. I used to draw comic strips for my mom and give them to her, and she would not appreciate them. My mom was like most people's dads are. She was totally unimpressed with my drawings, and she'd say, "Well, you did this wrong. You did this wrong. You did this wrong." And so it's like, oh, well, okay, and I guess I can say that's a good thing that she did that, because it allowed me to struggle to be better, and but sometimes I just wanted her to say, "Hey, that's funny," or "That's cool." So I do remember the first time I think I ever showed something to my mom that she thought was legitimately funny, because I was just trying to draw comic strips, and so I will get a physical copy this weekend. Yeah, good for you. All right, so yeah, I the first time I actually legitimately showed her something that made her actually laugh. I think I was like 35 years old. So it took that long. So it was like showing things to my mom for 29 years before she was legitimately impressed by something. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so how long did I make this? All right, so I made this. One of the things about this is what I'm trying to draw here. I'm going to zoom this in so you see what I'm working on. It is this right here. So I've got a little panel here, right? And then I've got shattering glass out here, and then I've got her jumping out. So but the problem is that this is just a quick little thumbnail sketch. So I'm probably going to need to add some more down here, but that's what I'm actually doing right this second. All right, so okay, this is 3 1/2 inches. So I work in inches because I'm American. All right. Okay. Is that straight? I hope that's straight. Yeah. Let's make sure it's straight. I need to work on my camera skills. There we go. And I don't even think you can even see what I'm doing here. I need to work on a bit, maybe getting a better. Is that even in focus? There we go. It's close. Speaking of which, how was your 4th of July? My 4th of July was great. My brother, I have a younger brother. My youngest, actually, I have 2 younger brothers. My youngest brother he has a house out in the boondocks of where I live, out west of where I live, and he's like the quintessential. He's not really a redneck, but he definitely likes country stuff. But it couldn't be really any more different, other than we have the same sense of humor. 1, 2, 3 1/2. Okay, that's there we go. So I went to his house, and he has 2 daughters, right? And they ride horses. They actually take riding lessons, and they found out that the people that they get riding lessons from were going to stop doing riding lessons, and so they offered to sell my brother the horses, and for a really good discount, a really good price. And so he was looking for every reason not to bring these horses on, because these little girls like pretty much saw them as pets, and they really love the horses. But he had an opportunity, because of where he lived, to actually buy the horses. So he wound up buying the horses, and they just brought them over to the property the day before the 4th of July. So I got to see horses. So that was fun. And then he rented this giant, like this 20-foot water slide, this inflatable water slide. And we had all my extended family over. You know, I have a younger sister. She's got a ton of kids, like a ton of kids. And so it was out of control. It was crazy. So it was a quintessential down home American 4th of July. Now, I talk in my Captain America video about my grandfather. My grandfather was a World War II veteran who was injured in the war. He was wounded. He survived, and apparently a kamikaze was splashed right at the waterline of the ship that he was on, which was a destroyer escort. And there was an explosion there, and he had gone topside, and apparently against orders, but he had gone topside. And that's the thing. You can sit there, by the way. I'm going to take a drink here. The orders for my grandfather in World War II, he was an engine. He worked in the engine room of the ship. And the orders were to stay below deck at all times. And it's easy to say that, oh, well, he should have stayed below deck. because the reason he got blown off that ship was because he went topside just as that kamikaze hit, and he got blown off the ship and had to get fished out of the water. And he had shrapnel coming out of his body until the day he died. In fact, actually, on that shelf where he has that model, I talk about it. He actually had metal from a Japanese Zero that they pulled out of his body in surgery, and he put that up on the mantelpiece. So it's really something else. Anyway, he was down below, and you can say, oh well, he shouldn't have gone topside because he wouldn't have gotten blown up or blown off the ship. And that's true, but you have to understand, when you are locked in a room like that and all hell is breaking loose and there are airplanes literally trying to fly into your ship, then that can be just absolutely crushing to deal with mentally. So I mean, it's like I don't ever judge anybody like that. I wasn't there. I can't put myself in that position to sit there and say, oh, I would have done something different. But I always think about why he did that, because I hear people say, oh well, I shouldn't have done this, that, and the other thing. But it's like, look, you're hearing all the hell breaking loose outside, and you don't know from one instant to the next you might not actually be alive anymore. I can see why that would have been a problem. But anyway, I was talking about that. But anyway, the reason I was bringing that up is because we used to go to his house for 4th of July all the time, and so he went out of his way to buy fireworks, like a ton of fireworks. So we'd go over to his house on the 4th of July, and so my youngest brother really loved those gatherings, and so he's trying to recreate that these days for our family, which is not as I think tightly wound as it was back in the 80s when that occurred. But he's trying to recreate that. And so, to make a long story short, I had a great 4th of July. So there you go. So yeah. And I stayed up way too late on the 3rd of July editing that stupid video. So, okay. So that's what happened on my 4th. How was your 4th of July? Feel free to let me know. All right. So here, I think I'm going to have her. Yeah. She is going to be. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do with this. Okay, so she is going to be looking up over her shoulder here, and she's going to see the alligators flying up. It's going to be very weird drawing. That's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to do it. But she's going to be looking out. This is going to be like basically an unoccupied floor here. And then we're going to have, I can steer right here. I can have the ceiling. There you go. And the floor, a kinder, and we'll have a wall here, just off the corner of the frame. By the way, next week, I promise, if you come by next week, I will have a much more defined drawing I'm working on. I promise you that. Okay, so we're going to do that. I want to have this go there. Okay. I think that's the perspective that I want. There you go. All right, that works for my purposes. All right. I went to my uncle's, nothing crazy, but an hour away home, a drag race almost killed us because two were speeding with those cars that are banned in my area and causing a lot. What cars are banned in your area? I'd like to know what cars are banned in your area. That's pretty hardcore. No reply yet. The ones that have lights underneath. Okay. Yeah, no. What your mom was saying there is that there are you can't have lights under in some areas. You can't have undercarriage lights. So like if the car's driving, they've got like these LED kits, and you're seeing lights on the ground. What that does is it distracts drivers, and so you could theoretically be pulled over for that alone. Whether a cop is going to do that really depends on what they feel like and what else is going on at the moment. So, all right. So let's see here. Her nose is going to be like this, and I don't know if this is going to be final as far as the way I'm going with that, but that's good for just roughing it. So also, it's good to know where the muscle groups are. Yeah, that's good enough for right now. All right. So then, do I want to have? Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to do. Huh. I don't want her up this high. I want to bring her down lower. So we'll see. All right, what else we got going? Yeah, but the barbecue at my uncle's was nice because before the drag race happened, we were driving to the city of Fort Worth, seeing all over the city people launching fireworks. So that was cool. That is cool. My mom lived in Fort Worth. My mom went to high school in Fort Worth, as a matter of fact. She left Fort Worth in high school, which she was very upset about, understandably. And they moved to Orlando, which is where I am from. It's where I currently reside in the Orlando area. All right. Is there anything else I want to work on? Let's see. It is 11:53. Goodness gracious, I've already been doing this for an hour. Okay, so I think one of you I actually promised that I was going to do a sketch card for. So you got to send me your emails so I can send that to you. So that's something to keep in mind. Do I want to do anything on this right now? I think I do. Yeah, see, that's not the way that's going to work. That's going to have to go like this. I think I'm going to have to fix this entire leg. This leg is wrong. That does not work out. And am I actually happy with this? I don't quite know. I've got a lot of work I got to get done on this. This is just not quite where I want it to be. So I'll just do some hair. For another 6 minutes, another 5 minutes, feel free to ask me any questions that you would like to ask me. If you have a comic book that you would like me to review, let me know. And by the way, Dragon Pisces, or was it you? It wasn't you. It was Emmanuel Reed. Orlando, lucky. I say lucky because my favorite theme parks are in Orlando. What is your favorite theme park, Dragon Pisces? Hit me up. What is your favorite theme park? Harry Potter Land because the effects and decorations. Now, okay, so when you say Harry Potter Land, there are two theme parks. Well, Universal Studios Orlando is a bunch of different theme parks. It's actually a water park now, as well as Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Orlando directly. So, question to you is: have you been to the Harry Potter section in Universal? And also, have you been to the Harry Potter section in Islands of Adventure? Because it used to be that you just had the one in Islands of Adventure, and then they built the extension in Hollywood Studios, and they built train stations between the two. So you ride this like an actual train between the two, but they give you like a video screen in your window, so it looks like you're actually going from London to Hogwarts. It's a really cool effect. It's really impressive, actually. I'm talking about both Islands of Adventure and Universal. Yes, I've been to both. Oh, nice. What is your favorite ride there? Have you been there since they had Hagrid's? What was it? What do they call that? Hagrid's magical. I forget the name of his ride, but it's the latest one. It's really awesome. Let's see. What was it? Okay. By the way, break this off here. What we got here? I'm talking about, yeah, okay. Damn it, what is... Okay, I gotta figure it out now. Hagrid, wow, excuse me. Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. That's what it is. No, not the Hagrid ride, but my favorite is actually the one I was scared of the most, the Forbidden Journey. Yeah, no, they get the spider in that, right? I'm pretty sure. And one of the things about Forbidden Journey is it kept breaking down when it was new. So if you were in line, and my sister-in-law worked the ride at the time, she worked at Universal, but no, you'd be stuck in line. I remember actually my wife and I went there and we were stuck in a 45-minute delay inside of a 2-hour line already. So it was out of control. So I have got to figure out what I'm going to do with this leg. So, because quite frankly, the leg is too long and I don't know if I want it to come like, if I want this to be the front and have it like that, or if I want just to be like a direct view, because I could just do that. This is going to be weird trying to figure out how I'm going to turn her torso around for it. Wow. Good times. Good times. Okay. What do we got here? Yeah, I closed my eyes halfway through and I hated myself for that because it was so cool. Oh, well, good news is that you come back and do it again. It's actually not that bad. I promise. I am familiar with scary rides. No, Universal. It's actually I was down there today. I was down. I wasn't at Universal. I was down in the International Drive Universal area today, and and they're building a new theme park out there. They're building it on the other. They're not. It's not actually connected to the Universal Orlando Resort physically. It's like a mile down the road, or a couple miles down the road, literally, actually. And I was driving by there, and I saw that they've got steel superstructures and beams out there. It's crazy. They're really going to town on building that. And I think that they're going to put a Nintendo Land in there, and I don't know what else they're doing, but they're going to be doing a lot of crazy stuff. So, but it's going to be exciting. Definitely should come back for that. And if Disney is not careful, they are going to find themselves in a bit of a jam, I think, with how successful Universal is going to be with that. Okay, so theoretically, the top of the leg is supposed to be the same length as the bottom of the leg, but if you look at people's legs, that's not always the case. So I can tell that this is going to be one of these drawings that I obsess over. It's been driving up a wall. So, anyway, what else we got here? So in these pages, do you stop your panels with the dotted lines? Okay, so that's a great question. Here, actually, all right, so here, these dotted lines that are going down here, you can see that the planet's going across the dotted lines. This is actually the live area where you want text to be. Okay, so if you put any text outside of these dotted lines, there's a very good chance that's going to get cut off, right? And would you like to see an example of that? I have an example of that. Let's go over here. And I mean, this is not this is nothing personal for the person that this happened to, but I am going to show you what I'm talking about. Let me pull this out here. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. Okay, it's one of these two. Let me figure it out. I'm going to show you what happens when you put text. Jeez. When you put text outside these lines, I'm going to show you what happens. I think it's this book. Yeah, this is book. This is what happens. So you know what I'm doing? I'm just going to bring this down. See that? That, my friends, is the word shield. But it's not shield because the S is not there. Why is the S not there? Okay, I've got spammers. That's amazing. All right, so the reason why the S is not there is because on the actual art for this page, the S is actually here and outside that dotted line. So you want to make sure your dialogue balloons are all 100% inside this line. Okay, here, this side, and not this side. This is a dead area. So that's why it's important to put your dialogue balloons in the correct area. And it's called the live area is what it's called. So let me see. All right. Put these away real quick. Okay. So yeah. So So your dotted lines are going to be for your dialogue area. You don't want to put any dialogue outside of these lines. You've got these other lines here that are the bleed lines, okay? So these lines, you want to draw past it, but you have to understand that anything that is outside these lines, I'm going to bring this back down again, okay? Anything outside this line here, right here, is actually not, it's not right there. It's right here. Anything outside this line is not going to be in your book. This is all not going to be in the book. So your mom needed you because she overflowed the mop bucket, so I had to help clean it. Oh, that's fine. I'm going to delete that block user. I can do that. How about that? All right. So any questions about that? Again, dotted line is for dialogue. These lines here are trim lines, right? So actually, I mistook that. All right, so right up here, this line here is a trim line. So then this line is live. So you probably cannot read that, but this says live here, very faint. This is live. So anything in the dotted lines is live, okay? And anything on this outside the trim line is going to be gone. So you want to draw past this though, and you want to color past this because you want a full bleed effect. But anything on this blue line here, the solid blue line, is actually going to be trimmed off the page. So that won't actually be in it. That's very important to know. So on this side here, you know, anything inside the dotted line is going to be safe. Anything outside this line is going to be gone. All right. So this is not going to be in the book. That's not going to be in the book. So don't ever, ever put dialogue outside this line. Never do it. Ever. It's terrible when you do that. Because that's your fault if you do that. That's not the printer's fault. That's your fault. It's your fault or your pre-press person's fault for effing that up. And you never want that to happen. I can't honestly, to tell you the truth, the book that happened on, I can't believe it did. And because that book actually had an editor, the creator for that book paid an editor actual money for them to F it up. And then you have the letterer, and the letterer also effed it up. So you have the letterer effing it up, you have the editor effing it up. So two people, and then you have whoever's doing pre-flight for it, effed it up. So you have three different people in a row screwed that up and left the word shield cut off the page. There's no excuse. Okay. So anyway, still pissed off about that. It's not even my book. Okay. So yeah, you gotta help your mom, man. Sorry if I missed anything. Needed me because she overflowed the mop bucket, so I had to help clean it up. So there you go. Any other questions? It is 12:07 a.m. Let's see if I can draw Mickey Mouse. This is the bane of my existence. I can never seem to draw Mickey Mouse right. You know why I can never seem to draw Mickey Mouse right? Because he's full of circles. That's what it is. He's all these circles on him. See if I got a blank sketch pad here. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Is there not a single blank page in this book? Goodness gracious me. I've got a sketch pad that's literally filled up. How about that? All right, so I know what I'll do. All right, can I draw Mickey Mouse? Oh, let's see. Most people start with circles, so I probably should have started that way. Honestly, I think this is actually probably the best Mickey Mouse I've ever drawn. You know, Mickey Mouse is going to go into the public domain here in a minute. So Disney's freaking out about that. Honestly, not this version of Mickey Mouse. The version of Mickey Mouse that's going to be going into public domain does not have pupils. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that an idiotic looking Mickey Mouse? Can I even get this in focus? I don't know. It's actually not bad. So this is my deep dark secret. I have never been. I'm an Orlando native, and I'm an artist, and I've actually drawn caricatures professionally on Disney property, and yet I can't seem to ever draw Mickey Mouse. There you go. It's a good Mickey Mouse in my opinion. All right. Okay, the page I'm working on is subbing at the first set of dotted lines closest to the inside. Should I extend the art or leave the art as it is? You should not, again, like, okay, say this Mickey Mouse here. I want Mickey Mouse. Let's try this. Let's do this one. All right, say you're drawing Spider-Man, right? Okay, so say you got your Spider-Man, and he's being Spider-Man-y, right? All right, so say you got your Spider-Man, right? So here's your Spider-Man, and then you got do. Okay, so you got these lines here, right? Okay, this Spider-Man is in danger. Okay, this whole section of Spider-Man here is in danger of being trimmed. Okay, you could have problems, right? If you have dialogue and your dialogue balloon goes like this, right? And you got the balloon tail, and you say something like, MJ, what up? Right? All right, so if you do that, right, this dotted line, this is gone. So you're going to wind up having a page that has this. Right? That's what that's going to look like. And you're going to look like an idiot. So you do not want that to happen. So all dotted line is the dead line. Okay? It's the death line. Nothing. This is good. This is bad. So this is good. This is bad. Do not put anything in here that you are not concerned about having in your book. Okay? So if you put something in here, be aware that anything that's on this side of this line, if this is the edge of the paper, right? Anything that's on this side of the line is likely not going to be there for sure. Anything on this side of the line is 100% going to be there for sure. So make sure that instead of doing this, right, make sure you move that over, right? And then maybe do like a balloon tail like that. And then put the dialogue over here. That's what you want. Clear? Clear as mud? Thank you. Very nice. What's the measurements of where the dots are going to go? Okay, so this is a Bristol board, smooth, okay? And this is 11 by 17 inches. All right, 11 by 17. So you want Bristol smooth, and you want 11 by 17. This is pre-lined for comic book work. All right, so if I zoom out of this, and like you look here, it's pre-lined. That's what it's showing you as far as the template is concerned. So the measurements for the inside of the book are as follows. The dotted lines interior are going to be 8 inches wide. So from dotted line here to dotted line here, that's 8 inches, right? Now, if you're going this way, dotted line is going to be 11 inches. So it's 8 by, no, that's not right. Hold on a second. That is way more than 11 inches. It is 8 by 14 inches. Yep. Okay. So height-wise, that is 14 inches. Okay. Across, that is 8 inches for the dotted line. So you've plenty of space to put your dialogue in there. Okay. Actually, you know, it's funny, J-Bot, that looks like your art. That looks like you drew that. So, yeah. So there you go. That's your tools of the trade. Do not go outside the dotted lines. Do so at your own risk. If you want to set fire to piles of money at the printer, that's how you do it. So anyway, what else we got? Anything else? That's what I'm using. Lol, my art isn't passing the dialogue lines. Good for you. Good for you. Don't do it. Don't be the guy that has to ship books that have half the words cut off. That would suck. That would get you fired in most comic publishing situations. Rightly so, in my opinion. So, all right. So again, if you've not subscribed to my channel, this is my latest review, and this is go check it out. Like it if you like it. Don't like it if you don't like it. Comment if you want to comment. Also, if you all are if anybody's watching this stream, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. It helps. I appreciate it. It makes me feel good. Makes me want to pull out another comic book and talk about it. So it's demoralizing when you put video after video out and you don't get any kind of engagement. So I'm not looking to make money on it. I'm just looking to get feedback, which is always fun. So, okay, thanks for watching the stream. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night, and hopefully next week I will have a better defined drawing on this with her, and I'll be working more on this. I'll be drawing next week. I'll be drawing alligators here, and some shattered glass, and maybe even some clouds. And I'm going to be drawing a big skyscraper here. So that's what's going to be happening next week. See, thanks. I'm planning on learning both physical and digital. So where do I get the blue pen or mechanical pencil? Okay, so excellent question. All right, so this is a lead holder, okay? There is a great video by Ethan Van Sciver where he talks about tools of the trade, okay? This is way back, way before he did Comicsgate stuff. I don't know if this video is still up. It should be up. It's a great video. But he tells you, he goes into a Michael's, and he pushes a cart around and pulls things off the shelf that you need to draw a comic book. So one of the first things that he recommends is a lead holder. This is a Statler lead holder, right? So what that means is that it has lead that it holds. So you pump that, and it just falls out just like that, right? And to load it back up, you just push the button in, and then just slide the lead in. That's how you do it. So that's a lead holder, and this prevents you from having to shave, or not shave. This prevents you from having to use a sharpener with wood shavings. This is a lead holder sharpener. So this sharpens the lead that's in this lead holder. So you need these. These should be under $10. Okay. These should be under $10. This is this might be $5. It depends. It's been a long time since I bought it. I recommend that. Then I would recommend that you pick up the lead. This is what the lead looks like. Okay. So you just slide this down, and then you pull out the lead, and then you slide it into your lead holder. And you can get this at usually you can get this in a craft store. You can get it at Michael's. If there's a Blick art supply store, BLICK, near you, you can get that. Hobby Lobby will often have it. The rulers that I recommend that you use are these rulers. These are Westcott rulers, and they're great because they're translucent, as you can see, and they come in inches. And then this one here actually has centimeters too, I believe. Yeah, this has got centimeters up here at the top. So you can get them in different types. I use inches, and so these are the different rulers that I have. Highly recommend these. These will make your life way easier. Additionally, I recommend getting a stencil, circle stencil like this one. This should be like $5 or underneath that. And it's got the degrees marked out here as well. So that sharpener makes life way easier. Yes, it does. Okay, and have a good night. Yeah, you have a good night too, Dragon. And I bought other rulers and ended up buying these too. So just get these. There you go. Again, I love this. This is wonderful. It slides around. Definitely pick that up. And of course, you can always, I showed these on stream last week, but you can always get stencils. Just get stencils. Find them around, pick them up. I got various different circle stencils, oval stencils, different hexagonal stencils, and triangles. These are all useful. So that's where you get the pencil and the ink for it. So, alrighty. Gentlemen, thank you so much for spending time with me tonight. I really appreciate that. Oh, here's one other thing. This is the character right here. It's this character. She's the one that we're drawing here. So, ta-da. That's what this is the first action pose. Here she's posing on her digital platform that she's created. And here she is jumping out. So, anyway. Yeah, that's what our outfit's going to look like. Yeah, okay, so I got that. Good. All right, good. All right. Thanks again for watching my Dark Variance Illustrating number 5. Hopefully there will be many, many more. And hopefully one day you can say you were the first ones to watch me drawing a really awesome comic book. All right. So let's see. Anything else? Nope, we're all good. Thanks again for commenting. Appreciate everybody being here. Y'all have a good evening, okay? Stay safe out there.